Hi everyone, I'm Cole Peterson. This is buildinganadu.com. Thanks for visiting our site. This site is built to help you build an ADU, and what we're doing is providing a lot of information about the design, development, permitting, financing aspects of ADU development. This is my ADU. I've been living in it for 7 years now, and it's been amazing. It's really changed my life. And my wife and I live here. It's our primary residence. We rent out the front house, long-term rental, and it's been awesome. At this point, I have been daydreaming for quite a while about how to go about doing this as an investment property, but sorry, not this property, but buying another property and doing an ADU as for investment reasons. And so we are going to be starting a new video series here that's focused on that aspect of ADU development. And what I've been kind of looking for is a property that had a good basement that could be converted to an accessory dwelling unit, and perhaps a garage in the back that could be converted to an accessory dwelling unit as well. That's 2 ADUs on a single family residential property, which we'll go into more in a future video. But needless to say, that's kind of what I was looking for in terms of the ideal property. I wanted a property where the main house would cash flow pretty well with its rental income and as is, and that the basement could be fairly easily converted to an ADU as well as a garage. And I was hoping to get something that would be on the affordable side of things in terms of not having to do a really high-end form of an ADU, but rather kind of a budget form of an ADU. So that means I was looking for certain aspects of garages in particular. For example, I didn't want a garage with a poor foundation or studs that had apparent water intrusion issues or any roof problems. And I wanted an oversized garage that was like a 2-car garage instead of just maybe a small 1-car garage. As well, I was also looking for basements that had sufficient headroom and were going to be relatively easy to convert. And I'm kind of good at identifying those aspects of properties at this point. So I was looking around for that stuff, but sometimes life has different ideas, and it threw me in a totally different direction, and I went with it. And what happened was I was looking at properties and for about a month with a realtor, and ended up finding this property that just came on the market a block away from me. And it's pretty important to me to maintain a high quality of life, and part of that means not having to commute, not having to drive a lot. And so having a property that was like literally about 45 seconds away on foot was pretty compelling. And so I ended up going for this property, even though it didn't have a detached garage that I could easily convert. It is a corner lot, which is a great property feature in terms of ADU development, and we'll get more into that later. But it also didn't have a traditional basement. It's a split level 1975 house, and the ground level is actually at grade with one of the streets. So it actually will make for a really easy and pretty good ADU, I think, in the end, as well as being pretty cheap. So I ended up going for this property, even though it didn't have everything that I was looking for, because I kind of, was open to accomplishing my objectives in a slightly different way than I had originally envisioned. So I put an offer in a few days ago, got accepted, and just spent the last few hours going through the house with the home inspector and talking with a few different people, making sure that the bones of the property were good, that the sewer was in good shape, there wasn't any buried oil tanks in the backyard. And this project is going to be kind of focused on creating an ADU as a rental property. So I'm not going to be sinking a lot of money into this property with expectations of selling it, flipping it and selling it. I'm going to be strategically investing into the development of this property as far as doing updates that are going to get me the best return on my investment in terms of creating good, reasonably good quality rental units for the money that I'm going to put into it. So I'm going to be, in the course of this video series, going through my thinking process and design process to some extent, about where I'm going to be putting money, the phasing of the work, and hopefully kind of translating some of these ideas that this web course is about, which is, how do you work with a property to create an additional rental unit on the property. So thanks so much for checking out this video, and I hope you'll be following along on our future videos.